Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Tuesday, June 6th, 2023 Select Board meeting. This meeting is being televised on Cable Access and is also being recorded. Is that what I have to say? Mm-hmm. Okay. Leah, lead us on the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Good evening again. So we do have a couple of people here for citizens input. Just as a reminder, during citizens input, the board, because it wasn't ahead of time, board can't really have any dialogue back and forth, but you get to speak your piece. So come on up. Let us know who you are, and nope, it's you two.
All right, then.
Good evening, I'm Madeline Champagne.
Sophia Manos, 307 South Street.
You from Foxborough also?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Yes.
What's your address?
7 Pond Avenue
Okay.
in Foxborough.
She's going to do most of the talking. I'm just here as support.
Support.
So I've been tracking gun violence in America, and I'm finding that since Massachusetts is a very strict state, even with the news and the information available, when I talk to people locally, they aren't so aware of what is happening across the country. For example, do you know how many mass shootings have occurred across the country this year? You don't have to answer, but I'll tell you. 276 this year. Do you know which age group in the United States has the most death by gun violence? And the answer is children and teens. Do you know how many gun-related deaths there have been so far this year? Over 18,000, more than 115 a day. Over 7,900 are homicide, and over 10,000 are suicide. I'd like to do something to make people in this town more aware of what is going on across the country, so we can help stop the trend of increasing violence. I'll give you a few more facts. So far this year, there have been 24 school shootings in the country with injuries or deaths. I can't imagine what it's like for students and staff to face this threat every day. Many states are enacting laws for permitless carry. Here's a map which you can't see too much, but the green is the states that have enacted permitless carry. In Massachusetts, there are about 80 gun bills before the legislature. 27 have been proposed by Gun Owner Action League, and they support and are researching about 7 others. There's also about 45 bills that strengthen gun control. Luckily, we have people like Paul Feeney and Jake Auchincloss who are working to ensure the safety of Massachusetts citizens. But there is more going on across the country that we can support. What I would like to do is occasionally put up some simple signs in the Commons to inform people and remind people that this is truly a national crisis, and we do have a voice, and we can do something. And I brought a couple of sample signs. I think you can read them from there. One is just a number, and underneath it says, to date in 2023, mass shootings in America. And then the other one is, as I mentioned, children and teens, and then in smaller letters, oh, you can see that on there. In smaller letters, it says this is the age group with the most deaths in America. And I'd also like to propose that maybe we could use the posting sign at the bottom of the Commons to use for occasional updates. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah,
Oh, that's right. You can't ask questions.
No, but
How do we follow?
there are certain policies that we have with up at the Commons, so you'll have to talk to the Selectman's office
Okay,
and see what we can and can't do, or what the
Okay.
proposals are.
okay, so that'll be the next step.
Yeah, this would be similar to another sad number that was released, that's released annually as well, that of the opioid overdoses and deaths. So I recall I'm not, I don't remember it being on directly, I think you said it was directly on the Commons. So yeah, it's just not necessarily the same, not like the flag thing that's done every year with those numbers, but similar idea that you have the signs just as a conversation starter, right? Something that someone would look at and be like, what does that number represent? And then generally when people, we found this true with the opioid thing as well, is when people notice it, that it's just awareness. It's kind of what we're all going for. I find it hard pressed to believe that anyone's not aware of what's happening in the country with gun violence, but or opioids, right? But you know, that's all. That's the thought behind it. And I'm wearing my little Moms to Mine action button because I am a member of that. But I'm here just as a citizen capacity, and it's a non-political organization, despite what the country has now become, this kind of weird polarized area when it's really just about awareness and education.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, just work with
Yep.
John's office.
Thank you very
There's
much.
policies, and he probably
Hello,
have to
I
approve it
haven't
down the
met
road.
John yet, new town manager. Hello.
Hello.
Sophia's on our Board of Health as well, just to
I wasn't
make some
introducing myself that way
connections.
because I'm not here in that
Right.
capacity. So
I can let him, I can make the
Yeah.
connections,
Nice
yeah.
to meet you.
Our new town manager.
that's what I'm saying.
All right, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Very much.
That wasn't so bad.
Oh. And another citizen of high esteem.
Good evening.
Yes.
Arthur Muldoon, 112 Cocasset Street, Unit 7. I'm a 47-year resident here. I'm a veteran, 1952 to 1954. I'm also legally blind, and that's the reason I'm here, on a safety issue. On June 2nd, at approximately 12:25, I was crossing Mechanic Street. I had just came from the Citizens Bank, a deposit, not a withdrawal. And I was going home, and I was facing Rockland Trust. I was about 2/3 in the crosswalk when I heard a yell from a man who was driving a dump truck, and he was stopped at Cocasset Street. And he yelled, "Watch out for the car." I don't know what I did, but I must have stopped. And within a second, or a millisecond, a car came so close to me that I could put my hand on it. I was a little speechless, which is not normal for me. And I walked home. I think it was around 87. And I sat down for about an hour, and I had many thoughts going through my mind. I was going to call the funeral home to make sure that I was ready to go. I didn't know what church I was going to be waked at. And my daughter came home, and I saw she was tired, so I didn't say anything. In the morning, when she woke up, I told her what had happened, and we went to the police station. On our way, we came up Cocasset, stopped at the stop sign, and then proceeded. As we came to the next crossing, there were two young ladies waiting to cross to go to the Orpheum. The car in front of us went right through the crosswalk. We stopped, and I said to my daughter, "What the hell's going on? This is a safety factor. There's got to be something that has to be done." I don't know if we can educate them or what, but this is the walking season, and I don't want to be in the paper like Oak Street. I came so close, I can't believe it. Somebody was praying for the driver that he didn't hit me. Also, I'd like to show my walking stick. Can you get this on the machine?
Yep.
If you see this, this is what they call a walking stick. I stand on the sidewalk. When I want to proceed, I put the stick showing the red on the pavement, hoping that somebody will stop. And then I will proceed going through. If you see this, the person is disabled, and in all probability, he's at least legally blind like I am. I might be legally blind, but I don't miss too many tricks. I'd like to have the town think this through.
Excuse me, do you mind going back yet to the microphone?
I'd like the town to think this through, seeing that we're going into the walking season. I like to walk all the 12 seasons, or the 4 seasons. And I was going to ask that through the chair, if I could ask the town manager a question. Could I be appointed a deputy commissioner of crosswalks and stop signs?
You know, I think right now, what would be great, and you asked the question.
No, I just...
No, but I think that now what you should do is meet with Mr. Cordier, you know, when you guys have a time available for each other,
All right.
and discuss it.
Yeah, just through
All
the
right.
chair, just sharing one thing. I do know, so I was out walking that area. I walked the entire, it's John Coder, town manager speaking, Arthur. John Coder, the town manager speaking. Yeah, louder? Okay. So I was walking the whole center area this evening, and one of the things that, you know, I know you did speak with the police department, and they were out tonight doing additional enforcement, and that's one of the responses is with any traffic enforcement, be it speeding or crosswalk violations, a big piece of it is enforcement. So they were out doing additional enforcement this evening. I imagine that will continue. But I'm happy to meet with you, you know, outside of the meeting. If you have other ideas, I'd be happy to speak with you.
No, I want the ideas to come from the town, because those are the people that are driving. Nobody walks in relation to the people who drive. If you walk, you know what I'm talking about. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thanks, Arthur.
All right, next on our agenda is a public hearing for Splitsville, but that's been withdrawn. So we can cross that off our list today. We have another public
Do we
hearing.
need a motion to accept?
I'm sorry?
We do have a motion to accept the withdrawal of the application.
Yes.
Okay.
And I do not need to read the public hearing notice? Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Okay.
We don't have to do it.
All right, so relative to the application that Doc just mentioned for the alteration of premises for Splitsville, motion to accept the withdrawn application, the withdrawn Splitsville alteration of premises application.
Second?
Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. We have another public hearing at 7:20, which is still about 6 minutes away, so we're going to skip ahead. Mike, there you are, Mike. Yeah, you want to come up, Mike? Sure. Make your presentation?
Mike Weber, Executive Director of Foxboro Cable Access, and Rick Plasmati is one of our board members with Foxboro Cable Access. I just want to thank you for putting this on the agenda and just hearing us for a few minutes. So we're here asking for the board to consider submitting a letter to the state in favor of a bill. The bill is called an Act to Modernize Funding for Community Media Programming. And I'll just briefly go through what that is and why it's important to Foxboro Cable Access. So the bill applies to streaming entertainment services. Examples of that might be Netflix, YouTube TV, Amazon, those kinds of companies. Companies that have $250,000 in gross annual revenues or above. And it would assess a fee of 5% on their gross annual revenues in Massachusetts. And that would get put into a fund, and there's like 5 buckets in that fund. So 1/5 of it, of that bucket, or the funds collected, would go to the state's general fund. 2/5 of that would go to local governments. And then the last 2/5 would go to community media centers. For example, Foxboro Cable Access. And this bill is really identifying and addressing the issue of cord cutting. So the Cable Act that was established in 1984 by Congress allowed municipalities to ask for funding during cable license renewals to support public access and set aside channel space for local towns to program. And that also has a 5% cap on it. So it's in line with that. But modern life, a lot of us have done some cord cutting. And so while they're still getting the same content that might come from like a YouTube TV, that is not assess the fee the way cable subscribers are. Foxborough Cable Access live streams a lot of our content, almost all of our live content on YouTube. Whether or not you're a cable subscriber in town, you're benefiting from seeing that content. But from a Foxborough Cable Access nonprofit organization standpoint, we only get funding from cable subscribers. So cable subscribers in the town of Foxborough are really where the funding comes from through franchise payments that are made by Comcast and Verizon. So simply put, that's sort of the essence of the bill. There's a lot more language to it, but that's in essence what the bill is about. It is currently sitting in the Joint Committee on Advanced Information Technology. They're expected to have a hearing in July. There is a sense that there's some momentum with this bill. This is not the first time the bill's been before the State House. This might actually be the 3rd time, and there's been some revisions, and both sides of sort of the issue, the industry and the stakeholders have revised the language to address some issues. So that's where it's at. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Yeah, any questions from the board? I mean, it was a good presentation, got a good grasp of it.
Yeah, no questions. It seems like something we would definitely support.
And I did provide a sample letter for you to consider, revising and sending to the committee.
Oh, we got that.
All right, so we ready for a motion?
Yep.
All right, motion to authorize the chair to send a letter of support on behalf of the Select Board for House Bill 74 and Senate Bill 34.
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Okay.
Thank you. Sorry, didn't even think to say that. All set.
Okay, that was easy. Thank you very much.
Sorry, Mike.
Mike, on your way out.
Anne Marie English is also on our board.
No, we went, and we went a little early. So, yeah, thank you for coming. All right, clock says 7:20. Well, next, the public hearing on Acolitos. Yeah, come on up.
I'm going to read the note while they're coming up.
Yes.
The Select Board, acting as the local licensing authority pursuant to MGL Chapter 138, will conduct a public hearing on Tuesday, June 6, 2023, beginning at 7:20 p.m. in the Gala Meeting Room, Town Hall, 40 South Street, Foxborough, Mass., on the application of an on-premises annual malt and wine restaurant license for Sol Taquerias Foxborough, Inc., DBA Acholitos Taqueria, 265 Patriot Place, Foxborough, Mass., manager Margaret Pimentel. All interested parties are welcome to attend.
Thank you. Good evening. John Ida of McDermott Colton Miller, 28 State Street in Boston, and joining me is Margaret Pimentel.
Hi.
Margaret is the sole officer, director, and shareholder of the applicant. She's also the proposed manager of record. Some of you already know Margaret. She's been in front of the board on a few prior occasions for one-day licenses. This is the Achelitos Taqueria at Patriot Place. She has had success in the past with those one-day licenses, and so obviously we're here in front of you seeking a more permanent license for an annual license for that location. Margaret is an experienced operator. She owns 2 other Achelitos Taquerias and a 4th on the way in Cambridge. So she's been very involved in all those communities and is active as an owner and operator. She's tip certified, and all the staff that will be handling the sale of alcohol will also be tip certified. Those familiar with this location know that, for the most part, it's counter service. It's a little bit smaller operation. The idea, there's 50 seats here. The idea is if someone wants to order food, they will do so, and when they order their food, and if they'd like a beer or something to drink, they will be carded at that point of sale. Margaret has an ID scanner that she's using and will implement, and she, based on its size, she has very good control over the operations and the service of alcohol. So she's familiar with the rules and regulations of the board, as well as the laws of the Commonwealth as it pertains to sale and service of alcohol. So she will also have a license in Cambridge, has gone through that process and vetted, and has been approved both by the Cambridge License Commission and the ABCC. So we expect, if the board votes favorably, that things will go smoothly at that level. I think other than that, if the board has any questions or concerns, we'd be more than happy to answer.
Open it up to the board.
No, I think, obviously, she's had the one-day licenses, no issues, and so I feel pretty comfortable with it.
It's nice to see that the location's doing well, too, that you're looking to, expand the services that are offered there,
Yes,
too.
thank you.
And also Fox Cares, do you know about the program that?
Right.
bunch of-
Yep.
Okay.
So I will, if Margaret's not sure, I'll inform her and fill her in. Yeah.
An organization that gets together and, good.
Right.
Yeah, Tom right across from you at Tavolino's.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah, he started it years ago.
Yes, he's Tavolino's and Citizens Crest. I think he's got both, but
Right,
you
right.
know where to find him.
Okay.
This is an open public hearing. Anything from anybody up in the audience?
I enjoy their food.
Great, all right.
All right, motion to close the public hearing?
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor? Aye.
Thank you,
you.
appreciate it.
Thank
Wait a
you.
minute, that's
Yep.
just to close the
Okay.
public hearing.
Yeah, right.
Oh, we got the
Motion
big
to
thing.
approve
Got ahead
the
of
wine and, motion to approve the wine and malt beverage license for Soul Taquerias, Foxborough, Inc., DBA Achelitos Taqueria at 265 Patriot Place.
Second.
Any further discussion?
I think just one other thing I would just say is just make, I know you guys also do a very big takeout, just to be aware that people aren't getting something to drink with their takeout and taking it out, so that it's at the tables in there, I would just say. Just to be aware of that, because I know we frequent your place once a week, so
Yes.
I know how much takeout you guys do, so I was just gonna say, just to keep an eye on that.
Okay, will do.
All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Great, congratulations, great.
Thank you so much.
You're
Appreciate
very
it.
welcome.
Thank
Have a
you.
great day.
All righty, thank you. All righty, up next, common vic license, application for a tropical smoothie cafe. Come on up, introduce yourselves. Don't worry, only thousands of people are watching.
You got to watch them go first, at least.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Kevin Jennings. This is my wife, Sandra. We are interested in, and hopefully with your approval, to open up our second location on 6 Foxborough Boulevard, right next to the Hampton Inn. Let's see, how do I start this? So for a restaurant experience, about maybe 35 years experience. When I came out of high school, I joined the military, came back, and then couldn't find a job, so I found a job at McDonald's, stood there for about 25 years, became manager my second year, ran a store for almost 15 years, and then I think we came across Tropical Smoothie in Dartmouth, Mass, and we felt like that's maybe a good thing that we can get into and open up our own business. So we've been at Seekonk for 8 years now, doing really well without a drive-through, and we wanted to expand, and I was a little picky on the location, and I found the right one here, and I'm just hoping that we can continue with that.
We currently in Seekonk right now, we have about 40 employees. We have about 35 seats in that cafe, in the one that we would like to open here in Foxborough. We'd probably have about 45 employees with, I think, 30 seats we're asking for with a drive-through. Yeah, and he's had over 40 years' experience in restaurant owning business, and that's what we're here to apply for, is the common vic.
We're just ready, I'm ready to
Yeah,
expand.
Yeah.
Continue. We have 2 children, they're both involved in the business, so
Yes.
we're hands-on. I'm frequently in there every day, so
When do you hope to open?
in March of 2023 was the original. That's what we were hoping for. So we're already past that.
Already past that.
So the loan is telling me to open up real quick. We're hoping in a couple of weeks will be great. I mean, construction is just about almost finished. I think it's just now waiting on inspections and obviously approval today.
Okay, good. Any questions from the board?
Just, so we already have a tropical smoothie cafe in Foxborough, so you guys are not operators to that one. This would be another one.
Yeah, I
Okay.
didn't
Okay.
want that location.
Okay.
I was a little picky, so
Okay.
this one, this one suits us well.
Yeah, he wanted a drive-through for his
Yeah.
second location, so at Forbes Crossing, the owner of that development actually constructed the building for us, that part of the building for us, and included the drive-through in there.
Great, exciting to have a new business.
Yeah.
I would love to do a ribbon cutting if you guys want to.
Yes,
Little
actually do,
PR,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, you should see the size of the scissors we have.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
No,
That would be amazing,
we didn't get to
actually.
do that in Seekonk, and I feel like,
Yeah, coordinate with Christina up at the selectman's
absolutely,
office
that'd be
when
great.
when you're ready.
That would actually be great.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We brought some menus with us, too, if
I'm
you'd
not
like
sure
to
if
have
you
some.
ever, if you're familiar with tropical smoothie.
You are? Okay,
Yep.
good.
All right,
All right, great. So motion to approve the common vic application for JFD and Company, Inc., DBA Tropical Smoothie Cafe at 6 Foxborough Boulevard.
Second.
any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
There you go. Awesome. We'll take
Welcome to town.
take a peek at
Perfect. Thank you so much.
the menus, that'd be great.
Peachy Place, right next to Acholitos.
Didn't realize that.
Thank you. Or it's next to Vineyard Vines, actually.
Thank you.
Right?
I didn't realize this.
Yeah.
We'll share. Okay, perfect. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Have a good evening.
Yeah, see you soon. All right, moving right along, we're gonna, John, I guess you'll talk a little bit about the open meeting law complaint response?
Sure. So we received an open meeting law complaint regarding your April 25th, 2023 meeting. One of the things that's required of minutes is to include a list of documents that are used. As you know, we've received some open meeting law complaints. We did an audit. Christine and I went through kind of checking, make sure we're doing everything correctly. And so we are including the list of documents in all the minutes. And actually, for the one that was brought up here, it was actually, does have the list of documents. So I did reach out to the individual who inquired and let them know that it is up on the web page with all of our minutes and does include the actual list of documents, as does our 5/9 meeting as well. So this is something that, moving forward, all boards and committees are going to be doing. So at this point, we actually are in compliance. So I did send that communication, but I'll send a formal communication following tonight. As you know, any open meeting law complaint needs to be discussed, at an open meeting and a determination to be made. That determination is that we are in compliance. The minutes, as were posted the day after the meeting up on the website, had everything, including those the list of documents used. So again, it's just making sure that we're being consistent in how the minutes are being posted and up on the website.
Great.
So the board, just consensus by the board, I'll respond accordingly.
Great, thank you, John.
All right.
The only question I had, John, was I know the gentleman who made the complaint was asking us to send him copies of the minutes. So we're good with, they're on the website.
Yes.
So we don't have to.
So I've
do
got
anything
about
more.
4 or 5 emails that I'm going to forward to you that in response to some of the recent inquiries, but all the minutes, just for the public at home to know, All regular and executive session minutes of the board are available on the webpage under the board's, the select board's page. Everything is up there, including all released and redacted as necessary executive session minutes. So everything is current up on the webpage. So that communication did go back to the individual, let them know that as well.
Yeah, okay. It seemed like he was pushing to have them sent. That I figured the fact that they were on our website was was good enough, that he just like anybody else would have access to them.
Exactly. So, and council confirmed that, so that's where we put all of our minutes, and as long as we do it consistently, then that complies.
Awesome, thank you.
You're welcome.
And right into town manager's update.
Actually, we've got several recruitments that are ongoing, but none that are finalized for me to report tonight. Otherwise, I don't have much else to report this evening.
Okay, great, thank you. Selectmen's update. Really, the only thing on our update is the Fox in the Borough reveal was the other night. And I got to tell you, people, it was truly amazing what those artists did. I know you were there.
I saw
Leah
our
was
Fox
there.
too when I was at the booth too on the back of a truck driving down today. You never know, we might see one.
You know, it was truly the Cultural Council went above and beyond with this project. The artists are incredible. Four of the, and they're a lot bigger than I thought they were going to be. And four are going to be around uptown, in front of the Orpheum, in front of Town Hall, in front of, which bank?
Citizens.
I have a
Citizens
picture here.
Bank. And then in front of
The library.
the library. And then the fifth one's going to be in front of the Y. The four that are going to be uptown, we got a sort of ribbon cutting at each of them Friday at 5, and we'll just be going from one to the next, introducing them. And then the fifth one that's going to be in front of the Y will be on the back of a truck for Founder's Day, and they'll be in the Founder's Day Parade.
That must have been the one I saw.
Must have been getting it put on there. So that'll be, we'll be able to get the town will get a great look at that one. But when you walk around uptown or you take a trip over to the Y to see the fifth one, they are truly amazing. The artists, you know, you just jaw-dropping. For me, it was the first time I had seen it. Few people had a few sneak peeks because it was down at the rec building. But so, you know, after Friday, walk around, especially if you're coming to the parade, walk around and take a look at the other four, too. Anything else from the Board of Selectmen?
Maybe just mention the parade.
Founder's Day. And the fireworks.
Founder's Day is Saturday, 10 o'clock. Put your earplugs in. It's going to be loud. It's going to be awesome. And as always, the committee does a great job. And booth afterwards, walk around the booth. I'm not going to give you any of my secret places I go to first because I don't want them to run out. But
The parade is changing routine though. I mean, remember how they told us, just to remind everyone on that? It's not going in front of the booth. It's going to turn to Carpenter.
Right, it's turned to Carpenter, right?
much of a
'cause
change, but
last
still.
year, there was a little bit of a backup, so they're going to turn it ahead of it.
Yeah.
But that's, yeah, that's a good thing to bring up. He mentioned that when he was here in front of us the other day. So, yeah, hopefully we'll see you all at the parade. And guess we'll go right to action items.
All right, so motion to approve the block party application for Fox Hill Road and Pond Ave on July 8th from 9:30 to 5:30 PM.
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
You know the next block party was canceled.
Yeah, we don't have a motion, so you can just say that that one is. We don't have a motion, though.
Yeah, the Howard Street application was withdrawn, so you can just pass over that.
Okay.
All right, the next one, motion to accept a donation totaling $7,750 for Fox and the Borough sponsorships from Bay Colony Group for $3,000, Hockomock YMCA $3,000, AJT Supplies $1,500, and Lizette Neal for $250.
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
And motion to accept a donation of $200 for senior Tai Chi classes from the Friends of Foxborough Seniors.
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Motion to adjourn.
For further discussion, I just want everybody out there to know that I think we just broke a new record.
That's why I said motion to adjourn. We're actually only 1 minute away from the record.
I was gonna say, Leah and I shared that record. For a while.
7:37 was our old record.
Right, and
It's
we just-
7:36.
We just broke it. All those in favor? All right, awesome. Good night, everybody. See you all.